What's up everybody, Ben here, back with another video. Today we have the second part of my tips for success on YouTube. They're the things I've learned over the past year of doing YouTube, and hopefully they help you out. Alright, let's get into it. Don't just do what other people are doing. Okay, you see somebody that posts a video of them cruising around in Forza Horizon 4 in cockpit interior, no talking, no nothing, just driving normal. Everybody can do that, right? There are people that can do that all day long because YouTube is their job. You're not probably going to be able to compete with them, right? So you need to be original. Be yourself. Come up with your own ideas. If somebody comments on your video, don't say, what would you like me to do next, right? You're the one coming up with ideas. I don't go onto YouTube to tell somebody else what to do with their channel. Be independent. Be yourself. Put your own spin on things, right? Maybe you'll have the same idea as somebody, but make it your own, right? Do it independently of them. This ties into really a bigger thing of being yourself, right? And making content you enjoy. It's all right to play a character on YouTube, right? Like all people do it. You know, you exaggerate certain things, or you might kind of role play as somebody. Like, put your own style on it, put your own flair on it. Don't just copy somebody else. And with making content that you enjoy, don't just do things that you think are gonna do well on YouTube, right? Like, if it's not enjoyable for you, why the hell are you doing it, right? It shouldn't be a chore. And if you don't like it, it's probably going to be that other people aren't going to like it, right? So if it's not something that you would sit down and watch, then other people probably aren't going to. With personality is probably more important in a lot of cases than content. Content is important, but the personality behind it. So if you just upload a straight clip of gameplay, no talking, no nothing, it's really unlikely that it's going to be compelling. A lot of people come for the personality, so build and craft your own personality. I have my, I am who I am. You either like it or you don't, but I focus on an audience that enjoys what I have to say, and my personality and the things that I'm interested in. With that, figure out what you're good at. What skills you might have, what unique experiences you have to offer people, and focus on those, right? If you're trying to get good at something, that's one thing that can be compelling, but if you already have skills, that's a great way to start out, right? Like, you focus on sharing those. So for me, right, I'm all right at sim racing, right? Like, I'm not going to say I'm a god or anything, but I'm probably in the top 25% of sim racers, maybe. That's just a guess, but I'm somewhere in there, right? Like, so I do have a bit of that skill, but also I like teaching, so I like to make educational content. Yeah, I mean, if you're learning, use that and then teach. That's how you reinforce your learning. So yeah, be yourself, make content you enjoy, and be original. Do your own thing. So with personality comes, positive attitude is really required, right? Nobody goes on YouTube to be depressed. Most people come to YouTube to be entertained, to have fun, maybe to escape whatever's going on in their life, right? A bunch of negativity, from you is probably not going to help, and it's not going to be compelling. Like, if I'm having a particularly bad race, you can't just focus on negativity. Oh, this sucks, I suck, that sucks. Nobody's going to want to watch that, right? Sometimes there is natural drama that occurs that it's okay to be upset about, right? Say you're racing in a 24-hour race and you're tired and you decide to text on your phone and maybe crash the car. It sounds a little ridiculous, but I suppose it could happen, right? I think if that happened, it would be understandable and compelling to see some anger and some disappointment and frustration in that tired moment. I mean, you'd feel pretty stupid if you did that. I certainly would never do that, but right, if that happened, it would be really compelling. So things like that, it's okay to show some emotion, but if your stream isn't working right or things like this, you have to let it roll off. And stay positive, be nice to people. People are going to be jerks to you. They're going to come on and say, oh, you're fat, you're stupid, you suck at driving. Just who cares, man? Like, be positive. Say, thanks for the watch, you know, like that kind of thing. So, yeah, positive attitude is really key. Couple of rapid fire ones here. One tip is don't post more than one video a day. I made this mistake early on. Everybody makes this mistake early on, right? You're not going to get a lot of people who are going to view 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 videos of yours a day. And chances are, if you have that much stuff to post, either it could go all into one video, or it's probably not very compelling because you didn't spend much time on it. With that, though, my other point is don't spend hours and hours on a 5-minute video. If you're spending 6 hours or more on a short video, you're going to burn out. You're going to be disappointed, especially early on in YouTube. You're probably going to get only a handful of views on it, right? Until you build an audience, that's when you really want to start crafting and honing your product. Early on, you need to build an audience. So make sure that you make it the best you can, but don't waste ton of time on it, right? Like, realize that it is a hobby and people are accepting of a little bit of lack of polish, let's say. Okay, here's a tough one. I know people hate this, but you have to learn about video production, video encoding, and all the technical aspects of this, right? If you want to succeed, you have to understand it. You have to know what things like bitrate, codecs, compression, resolution, frame rate. You have to understand what terms like that mean. They're little things that you may not know about, may not think about, but they make a huge difference in the quality of what you're posting. It's a constant struggle, right? I deal with different programs all the time. At some point I just have to say, screw it, it's good enough, right? But understanding it helps you progress. Understand how YouTube processes these things too, right? Like those all play in. They're going to save you time and effort down the road. Understand the limitations of your equipment and work to produce the best product with them. The limitations of your equipment is everything, right? What you have to record, what you have to play on, you know, what you have to edit with yourself. You are a piece of equipment, your microphones. This is hard to do, right? Like, ultimately, life is unfair. We have different backgrounds, different scenarios. Deal with it, right? Like, that's the long and short of every endeavor in life, right? Like, you've got to deal with it and work with what you got and work to make it better. If all you have is an Xbox, a TV, and a cell phone camera, limit your expectations. Make the best product you can with that, but keep looking into different ways to record things and edit things. You're not going to have an advantage in terms of quality, so you're going to have to play up the personality aspect of it or things like this. I would say, you know, just not to be negative here, but if that's your setup, if you're recording your screen with a cell phone, it's unlikely that you're going to enjoy extensive amounts of success, just because quality can affect what whether people can even interpret what you're putting up there, right? Like, if I can't see the screen because there's too much glare on it, I can't even watch it, whether I want to or not, right? I wouldn't expect to get 1 million subscribers with that kind of setup, let's just say that. That being said, don't throw tons of money at a huge streamer setup or something like that when you have no subscribers, right? I started out with a simple headset. I bought a cheap webcam, and I have my gaming PC, but you know, I haven't really upgraded my equipment yet because it's a hobby, right? I wanted to see, one is, am I going to be any good at this, right? Like, I'm not going to throw hundreds of dollars at this thing just, you know, and have it fail anyways, because nobody likes to hear me talk or something like that. So work on a budget, work on making good content with what you have, and then think about upgrading, right? So know the limitations, know your own limitations, right? Like, I know that I'm not a very funny guy, so I don't try to be funny comedy humor thing, right? Like, my talents lie elsewhere, so I worked those. It sucks. With any endeavor in life, you have to examine yourself, and you might find things that you're not happy with, right? Like, I'm not good at this or that. You got to deal with that. You got to get past it and work to the best of the abilities, and then, of the equipment. Your equipment too, right? Like, so work to the best of your abilities. You can easily upgrade yourself, right? You can learn much easier than you can buy a new camera. Well, at least it's cheaper, right? Like, there's a whole internet out there of content to learn from. So that's where I focus my efforts. In the future, yeah, I'll upgrade my equipment, but that's mainly a personal thing, right? It might be ease of use or things like that. But yeah, know the limitations of your equipment. Let's talk about live streaming. Live streaming has been awesome. I've loved it. I never thought I would get into it, but it's great. But it's not as easy as it seems. It's a great way to build an audience and interact with them, but it's special. It has its own kind of rule set. It can be easier than editing a video, but you need to understand how live streaming works, especially on a technical level. You have to understand the technical limitations of your setup. Do you have slow internet speed? You can't do anything about that, right? Like, you have to understand how to encode the video and transmit it, the software required. Understanding all these technical back-end things is very important to the experience, just to get it up and running. When you are streaming, you're not going to be able to game like you normally would, right? Say I'm playing Fallout or Skyrim, right? Normally I play those games very slow and plodding. I go through and open every chest and look in every barrel. That's boring, okay? I wouldn't want to watch that. Nobody's going to want to watch me do that. You have to get past that and play differently, right? So when I first started sim racing, I was testing for hours before I would do a race. That helped build my skills and stuff like that, but you're not going to be able to really do that on a live stream. You could, but it might not be compelling content. People kind of want to just see the race, right? So these days, I try to do all the testing on the back end, and maybe I'll stream it, but like, be clear, this is a test session or something. It's, so people will watch it if they want to watch it, but be very upfront as to what you're doing. You're not going to be able to have much downtime either. If I just walk out of the room while I'm streaming for 10 seconds to go make a cup of coffee, viewers will drop. So yeah, it's a much faster paced, high energy type thing. It's actually quite tiring. So understand that. Also, interaction with the audience is the key. They come there to see you doing something, right? Like, they're probably not there just to watch the game. Sometimes they are. They'll tell you if they want you to shut up, but usually they're there to interact with you. So you need to be interacting with them as quickly as possible. So have chat open, have it right next to the screen, read it. The second somebody jumps into a stream and says hello, you really need to say hello back to them, right? Like, one, that's common courtesy. They came here, they want to watch you. You should be all over it. Be like, thank you so much for coming to watch me, some random dude, play this random game, right? Like, and really, it's more interesting. You're interacting with somebody that you might not know. And that's the way you build friendships, and ultimately, that's a key part of the whole live streaming thing, is having an audience of friends that want to see what you're doing and interact with you. All right, we're almost there. This is a quick one, but every time you do something, try to do it a little bit better than the last time you did it. Improve. Try and be a little less crap each day, right? That's my motto. Like, a little less crap each day. Learn something new every day. Try to implement something new. Just, maybe this time when I make a video, I'm going to learn how to put a transition between two cuts. You know, simple things like that, or making sure the audio levels are perfect this time. You know, do this slowly each time. Don't try and do it all in one go. Rome wasn't built in a day, as they say, right? Slowly increment, but each time try and be a little bit better. It's really going to make you feel better, and you know, you'll slowly build up to this point where you have this knowledge base, and now you have all these skills. Okay, I saved the most important one for last. Engage in the community. The best thing about YouTube for me in an entire year has been meeting people and making friends, right? Like, that's awesome. I didn't have a lot of sim racing friends. Now I have a ton, right? And I have a ton that don't even sim race. They're just interested in cars and things like that. So that's the best thing that I've gotten out of YouTube. So you need to engage with people. If somebody comments on your video, you know, respond to it. Interact with them. Engage them. I try to interact with people and say, you know, thanks for watching. Yeah, I did this and I really enjoyed that. You know, say something insightful. If you watch somebody's video and you like it, leave a comment. Say, hey, I really like what you're doing. This is cool. That's cool. Those things go a long way to building friendships. And if you have friends on YouTube, they're probably going to watch your stuff. So now you have an audience, right? And you're probably going to watch their stuff and you might learn something. So that kind of stuff is awesome. Start a Discord channel. It's free. And it's easy, and that's a good way to interact with people outside of the YouTube environment. Join other people's Discord servers. A lot of people have open Discord servers. So yeah, you can just join them and interact with these people. That's an awesome way to meet new people, gain an audience. Find creators who are making content that you think is interesting and reach out to them. You know, I wouldn't go up to the, you know, giant YouTuber with 500,000 subscribers and say, hey, I want to do a collaboration with you. They're probably not going to be interested, right? They get tons of offers every day. Be reasonable. I always like to go and search out the little guy, see what everybody else is doing, right? Like at one point, I didn't have any subscribers. So, you know, I like to see what people are doing out there, and I like to let people know if I think what they're doing is cool. I like to let them know. So yeah, engaging in the community is probably the biggest thing. That's forums, message boards, all these things. Find people who like what you like and talk with them. That's just a life lesson, right? Like, so yeah, I think all of these things together have contributed somewhat to what I'm doing on YouTube. I don't know if I'm successful. By my metric, I've been very successful. I had no expectations going into this. It was just, you know, let's see what happens. And I think I've definitely found a place here on YouTube in what I'm doing in the rest of my life as well. And so I have a balance. You know, I have my career and this is my hobby, and I have the rest of my life. So yeah, really, I hope these things have helped you. You might have your own opinion on what works and what doesn't, and I wouldn't just take mine. Like, I'm not the most successful person on YouTube, but yeah, these are just what I've gained from a year on YouTube. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please hit the like button. It just lets me know that you actually like the video. Leave a comment, tell me what you think. I love to interact with people, as I said. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, hit the little notification bell. You'll get all the new videos. That really helps me get out there, get me noticed. And yeah, I wish everybody all the success. If you have questions, just ask in comments. I'll always answer you to the best of my ability. And yeah, here's to a great year on YouTube. Thank you, everybody. I couldn't have done it without all of you guys, right? Like, you know, I didn't manufacture 2,000 subscribers. It was each one of you subscribing to my channel and watching my videos and telling me you like this stuff. So yeah, we're really appreciative of that. Thanks for an awesome year. Let's make another great year or more. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.